And yeah,
Okay, we're on.
we're recording. So welcome everybody to the Heat Call team tonight, Tuesday, beginning the middle of May. We're really excited tonight because it's a special call. We've never done one like this where we have a guest speaker and we are doing an actual webinar that Don Rathman has so graciously decided to do for us. We are so appreciative because well, first of all, for those of you who don't know me, this is Nikki Cotton, and Chris and I, along with several of the other NMD on the HEAT team, sponsor and host this call. And each week, one of the NMDs hosts a different guest speaker. So it's my privilege tonight to be hosting Dawn. Chris and I have been in the business a little bit over 25 years. I'm looking at him, but nobody can see him. We've been in the business for over 25 years. We're 100 Club. The journey has been absolutely stunning. But what's really amazing to me is what's happened since we've become 100 Club. The community that is really bonded and come together, the way that we have each other's back, the way that we work together as a culture, it really fits so well our mission-driven model. It's really amazing. And so here we are getting to experience the best of the best in our lives in terms of our team, in terms of the way that we work together with all of our NMDs and our own teams. But tonight, to get to work with you, Dawn, because you've offered so much up to the Juice Plus family. You've done so much amazing teaching in terms of having websites that have really shared with us how to maximize time by putting people together on calls, how to maximize forms, especially the tracking forms for our people. So we are so appreciative of the work that you've done that has supported our Juice Plus family. And I know that you've got a family of your own. So to build the Juice Plus family along with your family really is something called the art of exceptional living, which I know is something that you train on. Tonight we're looking at the foundation of our business, but I love the fact that one of the teachings that you have is the art of exceptional living, because I think you're a master at it and you share that with all of us in such an amazing, gracious way. So I'm going to turn this over to you so that we can hear why this is so important and how it affects our business to really build a stable and lasting business. Don Rathman, I'm turning it to you.
Well, thanks, Nikki and Chris, for asking me. It's such a privilege.
Are you there?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
You can't hear me? You can't hear me? Am I not on? Nikki, you can't hear me? Oh, everybody else is saying you can hear me. Okay, sorry. I will start again. I guess they can hear me, but for some reason you can't. I'm not sure. Okay, so thanks for inviting me, Chris and Nikki. It's really just great to be able to watch you and hear your journey, and you just never stop. You keep on going, and that's what this business can do forever and ever. As long as we want, it could just help us realize our dreams. And so tonight, I'm just going to share with you what you asked me to share about, kind of the 645, but really why I came up with that is because I noticed that a lot of people were doing a lot of activity, but they weren't necessarily focused in on what would help them maximize their income. And when you think about it, our marketing plan is so amazing that even when you get to that sales coordinator position or even at the VF level, you can really make a lot more money than people think if you focus on the right activities. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. So maximizing your income inside the mission-driven model. And my journey really starts with my son. This is Marty, my son, who really is the reason why I got involved in Juice Plus. He was an athlete and he got mono, and his mono just kind of turned into chronic fatigue because he was such a driven guy who wanted to be a D1 basketball player. So it was through the Juice Plus products and the community that really he was able to just be restored and get his stamina back, and we're so grateful for that. So that's kind of the beginning of my story, and of course there he is with his wife Anna. Now they have 3 kids, and you know, he takes his Juice Plus every day, right? So picturing the possibilities of what's inside the mission-driven model has so many things to offer. It has the gift of health, the gift of wealth, the gift of community, the gift of personal development, the gift of, you know, whatever you want to make it. Picture the possibilities just like you see in that picture. And so the way I look at our business is I want to have a thriving business. And And how we do that is we're in a community. So if you see that picture ahead of you, it says the Thriving Business Community. And the mission-driven model kind of has the 3 Ps, but I've added a 4th piece. So I call them the core 4, kind of like our core 4 of health. The core 4 of a thriving business community is basically picturing the possibilities. We create curiosity, cast vision, and help people make a match for what they want and what we have to offer. Then we follow a path. The path is the same for everybody, and that's really what we're going to focus in on tonight. And but really the bottom line is we duplicate strong customer base because we are a mission-driven company, and our business model is mission-driven, and that means we inspire healthy living around the world. So we help customers get healthy. And then we step through the process. That's building relationships with people to help create raving fans. And some of those people will turn into reps in our team. And finally, the P I added was making a personal plan. And so at the end, when I get to the end, we're going to kind of talk about how we can make that 6-4-5 plan and what that really means to our income. So I always like to keep things simple, fun, and financially rewarding. And simple means ABC 1, 2, 3 sounds simple to me. So I kind of put everything in threes. The A is how we start. It's the mission of our company, inspiring healthy living. Therefore, A represents our customers, and B represents our team members. That's our business. So we can either be just a customer or we can be a team member, but whatever we do, we want to keep the customers we get, and we want to really be able to help our distributors realize their dreams. So the C represents taking care of A and B. And the 1, 2, 3 just kind of is the 3 first levels of our marketing plan. And that's, of course, DD, VF, and sales coordinator. But just think of it in terms of 1, 2, 3. And we're going to talk tonight about how if you really want to maximize that sales coordinator position, you get lots of A's, 1s, and 2s. And that's what I like to think about. So after picturing the possibilities, the second thing is the path. And what does the company say our path is? Well, we build a qualified customer base. We develop a qualified business through our customers, and we duplicate that with team members. We help them do the same. So how does that really fit in? Well, you could talk about getting to a title, but really a title, just getting to sales coordinator or getting to VF doesn't necessarily mean you're going to make more money unless you also, think about qualified business. A lot of people have been really excited, and I agree, that for the team building bonuses, because that's kind of like quick money. And I know that Chris and Nikki and myself, when we started, we didn't have all those wonderful, team building bonuses to get to a level. They're wonderful, but what do you want to think about? A title, a team building bonus, or a stable and lasting income? Well, I want it all. So this particular roadmap talks about how you get those first three positions. You can see those on the left, 1, 2, 3. And then it also talks about how to then build a customer base by qualifying your business. And it also talks about how to maximize those positions. So I'm going to just read through the top. The team vision of the 645 roadmap is, and the 6 steps here are 6 steps to maximize your monthly earnings and create team momentum. And the suggested path and timeline to $1,500 monthly income. This path will equip sales coordinators for senior leadership. If you really did all this. So step 1, of course, we all know what that is. It's DD, 500 points, or the healthy living plan. And I just like to think about that. Either somebody's a customer or they want to share it or have a lot of family orders. So, 3 or 4 trios does that healthy living plan. And I like to think about doing that day 1, or else day 1, you're just a customer, right? And then the next step, of course, we know in the marketing plan, step 2 is virtual franchise position with 2,000 plus. And the best way to do that is a 2,000 plus, so you get the team building bonus. But there you want customers and team members. So it takes about 12 trios to do that, to get to that 2,000 points. And now what's really happening there is you have that foundational title, which is the virtual franchise title. And you've got about 12 trios to equal that 2,000 points, promotional PVC. But if you divide that by 4, because if they're all on the monthly installment, you divide that 2,000 by 4, you'll have 500 points. And that's really already halfway to qualifying your business. And so the next step is a really logical fill up your customer base. Do our mission, A. So that's, now you've got if you just double that, you've gone from 12 trios to 24 trios, and you have a qualified business, and that's you and your team. And then the next step is on your way to sales coordinator, what we suggest is just continue to build that customer base. Never forget about A. And of course, the company now has that summer surge that really helps us remember how important that is. But on your way to sales coordinator, just don't go for a title or the team building bonus. Build up that customer base while you're doing that. And of course, you want to at least think of the power of 3, getting 3 VFs to go there. But if you just double that, again, 24 and 24 is 48. And then after your sales coordinator, we don't want to miss out on that POB bonus. So we want to qualify with the 3,000 there. So you're just adding another 24 customers again between you and your team. And so you can do that 6 months or less, right? So everybody knows that. But if you forget the step after VF, which is qualify, or you forget the step after sales coordinator, 3,000, you're going to miss out on those bonuses. So most people, kind of are thinking about that. But here is where's the big difference. Your average sales coordinator in our company probably makes $300-400 a month, or maybe even $2, because a lot of times they've forgotten that step of just filling up your pipeline with lots of A's, 1s, and 2s. And those are even people that don't necessarily want to go on and be what we call a business owner. So you're a blessing whether you do a little or a lot. So the next thing I'm going to go down to is the bottom. Maximize that sales coordinator position by, and this is what we call the 645. A's, your preferred customers, get about 40 of them. And I always think about when you get the complete and the bars and the Tower Garden, unless that's your main focus of your business. I like to think our flagship product is the trio. So get about 40 trios on the installment so that every single month, for sure, that's your baseline of at least $750, because that's what it will make you, $750 a month if you do that as a sales coordinator. And I'm going to even show you what that looks like as a VF a little later. But anyway, then everything else is extra. So 1 month you might get lots of pay in full orders, but those aren't what I call your foundational income. And just like our job for customers is to help them get a good health experience, I think our job for our team members is to help get our team members a good income experience. So A is the health experience and B is the income experience. So that's step 1, A. Now, when you get into the B part, which is the 1, 2, 3 part, a lot of people, maybe just want to come in and order a lot of family products and have a couple other people. So you've got DDs. If you get another 40 trios from the help of your DDs, level 1 people, that's another 40 trios. So another 1,600 points will be added in there. And then if you get, obviously, some people are going to go to VF, and we want lots of people to go to VF, but we don't have to make people who don't want to go to VF, because we want lots of customers, lots of level 1s, lots of level 2s, lots of sales coordinators. If you were a teacher in a school or had a school, you would want first graders, second graders, you would want the whole school filled with all kinds of different people, because in the world there are all kinds of different people. And when we accept people where they are at the time they are, guess what? They're going to be happy and they're going to follow us and probably want to do more. So instead of feeling bad that you've got lots of DDs or VFs, like some people might, rejoice in them. And then run your business like you would if you were actual business owner. So here's an analogy I love to use, and just indulge me in this. Imagine if you were going to buy like a franchise, just say a franchise restaurant. Ours is a virtual business, so let's imagine we are a virtual restaurant, and similar to a regular, bricks and mortar restaurant, like whatever, Applebee's, whatever restaurant you want to think of, but a chain. So if you were going to buy that franchise restaurant, you would probably go and interview other people who are restaurant owners and say, how many people do you have to serve a day to be able to break even? And how long would it take till, you would break even to pay for this franchise? You'd ask questions like that. And so unlike a real restaurant where you have to have employees, you have to pay the rent, you have to have cooks and, all these different things, we are virtual. But I want to make the analogy extend this much further. I want to be a proud owner of my own restaurant, just like if you really had somebody who took pride in their real restaurant. What does that owner or franchise owner come around and do? He asks the table, how is your service? How is your food? And he just delights when the answer is, oh, we had great service. We love the food, because you know why? He wants them to come back. He wants them to eat in his restaurant again. So that's the same with us. And I think about, who is my restaurant? Do I need to take care of all the customers in my whole 100 club? Hopefully not. Kind of like being a parent. Do I need to take care of my grandkids, or, and I want my kids to grow up and take care of their own kids, and I'll go visit as a grandparent, right? So if we want to really have a life, we want to have a really strong foundational virtual restaurant, and that's to me what the 645 is. And how we do that is like a real restaurant owner. We have help. We have servers who come in, and hopefully those servers are really nice to the people, so they'll come back and give them a good tip, right? And we have managers. We would have managers so that we wouldn't have to be running at the restaurant all the time, 24/7. But again, we'd want to train them well. So in our virtual restaurant, we bring in our own customers, those 40 trios. Then we have DDs. They're kind of like that level 1 people. It's kind of like a server who serves at a table. And they take care of their table of 4 or 6 or whatever. And those servers usually don't really want to be a restaurant owner. They just want to come in and do their thing. But a restaurant owner is so grateful if he has wonderful servers, so that the people want to come back. So that's what your DDs are like. And so compliment them. Validate them, and really be thankful if they help you take care of those 3, 4, 5, whatever amount of customers they have. But anyway, that group of people, if you had 10 DDs who had 4 trios apiece, that would bring in another 40. And then your VFs are kind of like those managers. They may be in training to be their own franchise owner, or they may be somebody that just really doesn't want to do that yet, but they want to have a little bit more income and take a little bit more responsibility. So those are like your VFs. And so anyway, that's my analogy to think about. If you just take care of your restaurant and really do a good job, then the people who are coming through, the people who actually want to go to sales coordinator, they will know how to run a really good restaurant. And when they get to sales coordinator, they'll take care of their own A's, 1s, and 2s. So anyway, focus on your A's, 1s, and 2s, and maximize that income. And look at the bottom. If you fill up with 40 from yours, 40 from your servers, if you will, or your level 1s, and another 80, even if you just had 4 virtual franchisees with 20 customers apiece, that would be 80 more customers. That would fill up that restaurant, so you would be making that $1,500. Okay, now we're going to expand upon that. So how do I get that math? Well, this is just a simple way to show you the math. So the yellow in my world represents customers, and the yellow is basically your column 6 in your PVC report. It shows you, how many customers you have and what the PVC is. So if you had 40 trio customers, you can see up there on the top it says a strong customer base of 40. If they're all trios, each trio on installment is worth 42 points basically. So the posted PVC in column 6 would be 1,694. I usually just round it off to 600. But anyway, you can see that at 22%, that's a sales coordinator commission rate. You'd make $373 in commission, and a trio order is $39 retail profit. If you divide that by 4, it's $9.75. So if you take $9.75 times 40, you'll get $390, totaling literally $763, which I round off to $750. So that's where I get that $750 every month. And that might not seem a lot, but you know what? It would take about $240,000 in the bank, earning about 4% interest to make that monthly rate of $750 a month. So you'd have to have which would be easier, to get 40 customers or to save after everything else $240,000? How long would it take you to do that? So it's really a wonderful amount of money that comes in every month, and that's residual. That's not a one-time team building bonus. It's not just a title. It's real money that pays for real things. Okay, so what about, are you customer qualified then is the question. Now let's look at even a little further. What's the value of customer qualified for a VF? We always talk about getting to sales coordinator right away, but if we skip over qualifying, you're really not doing, I don't think we're doing a job of helping that VF get a good income. So let's take a look at that. If you're customer qualified, remember we said customer or qualified business takes about 24 trios. So if you're a VF and you're column 6, which means your customers, you have 24 trios there, you would have a PVC of over 1,000, and your residual income, even as a VF, would be $376 a month. Not bad, almost $400. But if you are a VF and went to that 40 customer level, you would be over $600. Pretty exceptional. And of course, now let's look at the sales coordinator position. Of course, it goes up because you have higher amount. But at 24 trio orders in column 6 as a sales coordinator, you make about $450. And there's your 40 again, customers at $750. So not something to overlook. And the company is really training about that now too. So maximize your paycheck with a customer qualified business. And I'm just recommending, we always learned that in the beginning when I came in, a solid customer base meant about 40 customers. We used to only have the duo. So if in those days, if you had 40 people on both the orchard and garden, that was 1,000. That's where we got that 1,000 in the first place. So I just think let's up the ante now, because everybody should be taking the trio. Okay, so now what do you make then as a sales coordinator on your dealers and direct distributors? Well, if you had 10 people who did an HLP with about 4 trios. And why do I say 4 trios? Because usually somebody has more than one family order, be a product of the product. So either 2 trios, children's health study, complete, something else, samples. So you're going to have about 4 trio. If you had 10 HLPs or 10 DDs with 4 trios, you'd have 40 customers. And your income on that would be $356. Again, the math is the same. 1,694 points times 21%. There's your money there. So that's an extra $356 for that category on your DDs. And then what do you make in your virtual franchisees? Well, if you had 80, if those managers of that restaurant, if you will, or the virtual franchisees brought in, 4 people brought in 20, and think about it, is that really that hard to do? It doesn't really matter. You know, most virtual franchisees at least have 12 trios because they need to get 2,000 points. You want them to take care of them, so they stay there. So virtual franchisee usually has about 10 to 20 customers. So if you had 4 with 20, that would be 80. And that would be posted PVC of 3,388, because you can see that's the math there, times 13%. That's what you make on, if you're a qualified sales coordinator on your virtual franchisees, of 440. So you total that up and you have column 6. If you have 1,600 in column 6, you have 763. And that's your income from A, B1 and B2. That means level 1s and level 2s. Then you have column 4 is 3,200 because you've got 16 from your customers and 16 from your DDs, totaling 3,200. There's your 356 extra. And then your column 5 doubles again, so that you have the 440 more dollars coming in from your VFs, totaling about $1,500. So that's your 645 income, and that's the math for that. So now think about that. If you just focused on running your virtual restaurant amazingly and really gave them good customer care and have your DDs and virtual franchisees work with you together, and you train the sales coordinators going through want their own restaurant, and you just train 5 of them, you would have all the volume you'd possibly need for NMD. You would have every single structure requirement and more. You would not have to worry about not being in bonus. You would definitely get your, you wouldn't leave any money on the table, and you'd make NMD right between $5,000 and $6,000 a month. Pretty amazing. So think about, picture the possibilities now of this customer qualified business. If we talked about the 645, but now I'm just going to go back to thinking about a customer qualified business with 40 customers, and we get paid 5 levels down. So you can see the column 6 there is 1,600, and all those people got 1,600. So your first level, you had 5 people doing just 1,600. And then they taught 5 people to do 1,600, 5 levels down. And you can see that that total would be 3,700,000, or over 700. I can't see the screen quite there, the exact amount, but a lot, right? Now, that's customer qualified. Now I made it bigger, $3,700,000 some a year, or over $300,000 a month. Okay, now 645 duplication. Remember 3? Look at how much different that would be. So already, if you did this, look at your level 1. You'd be making $3,600 a month. Just on that. I'm not counting the bib. I'm not counting all kinds of extra bonuses. This is just the 5% on that. So just summing that up, 645 duplication would be, in this case, level 15 million. So the difference between playing small and playing big is huge. So again, that's the summary. If you duplicated your 645 with 5 legs and they just duplicated that down, that would be the income. And finally, now I'm going to just show you real quick how to make a personal plan. It's worth it, guys. It's worth it to focus on your own 645 and get your restaurant in order so that everybody around you sees how to run a restaurant, your virtual restaurant, keeping those people happy, your 645 people happy, and then just duplicating that. So make your 645 plan from conference to conference. So here we are right now. This little chart shows your column 645. So enter your data. It says your column 645 is there. That little place, enter your data here. So let's just say your column 6 was 915 right now. Column 4 and 5, whatever they are, you just put it in there and then enter your plan. Let's just say that you were gonna only do 3 customers, more customers, trio customers a month, but you're gonna do it for 6 months. I guess we got 5 till conference now, but you enter your timeline. There it shows you your $750, and it shows as a virtual franchise your over 600. And then you did the same thing. If you got good at getting 3 customers every single month, you can get 5, you can get 10. I'm not saying, but I'm just showing you how even just a little bit of consistency, staying consistent and focusing on the right things. Your HOP, even if they only had 3 trios a month, but you did that, got an HOP every month, there would be another way to fill up that column to the 645. Now you have virtual franchisees, and a virtual franchisee takes 12 trios, so they've got 2 months to do it. So it'd be an average of 6 trios a month. Let's just say that you were working on a VF every month, or working on getting one there. So you got 3 VFs between now and then. Brand new person has to pretty much get 3 VFs to get there in 6 months. And there would be, and there's just $1,500, So you can just think about it like that. It's really worth it. So I'm just going to close with, our mission is to inspire healthy living around the world, and our job is to help people get a health experience. Our vision is helping people realize their dreams, and our job there is help people get an income experience. And our core values are, we value the people in our restaurant, we value our team members, our customers, our upline, our downline, all our sideline. We show up, we stay connected, and we stay the course. Thanks, Nikki, and back to you.
Yay! Wow, you had a lot of information to cover in 25 minutes, and what I love is the fact that we've got it recorded. So for those of you that aren't number people, guess what? You can go back this and watch it as many times as you need to. We'll be posting how to see this again on our Facebook pages. Dawn, thank you so much. I know you just left another call to join our call, so we really appreciate you. And if we could yell out a big scream of thank you, you'd hear all the voices going, thank you so much, Dawn. We so appreciated you tonight.
You rock!
Woohoo!
Guys, have a great night.
Good night.
Good
guys.
night. Love you.